forever.
Been a while.
Welcome back to another episode of the Sneaky Link podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Janelle.
I'm Elaina.
And today, we have a very special guest. It is what would you call yourself? The
creative director, owner.
Of Union.
I'm hyphenated. Highly hyphenated.
Multifaceted.
Yes.
Chris Gibbs. Yay. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for finally coming on.
Yes, thank you. I know.
A few months in the making.
But we finally got it together. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
We were busy. Like it was just timing. But I'm glad it's now. It's perfect. Like I feel like
perfect.
coming off of Undefeated and everything, I feel like it's really good timing.
And us coming off of our little break.
A little
hiatus as well, which we're getting to in a different episode.
Yeah.
You know, we want to focus on Chris this episode and all things Union and stuff. But before we get started, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Sneaky Link Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, Sneaky Link Podcast, and all of our audio platforms, Spotify and Apple Podcast. Sneaky Link Pod. Go follow that. Yes. All right. What are we wearing today?
What are we wearing today? Do you want to start it off? We'll go backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'll start it off today. So I have on the Union 4s, the Black Noirs, which I got from Syndicate not too long ago. They are a half size too big, but that's fine with me. It was a great price, and I got to trade some stuff in. Yeah, no, it definitely was worth it. I feel like this was one of the shoes where, like, I missed on the actual release, but then once I saw people like wearing them, I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
I should have gotten them when I had the chance because they look amazing. Like Bianca wears hers all the time. And I'm like, man, I could get my hands on a pair. So shout out to Cindy because they found one.
Because they even did the Delta, the like the other one that was like this colorway.
Oh,
yeah.
We did a Delta and we did a Zoom 92.
Yes.
We did 4 shoes on that.
Even
it was really
the Field
good.
Generals were like this as well.
We kind of like
ish.
We go in and out, but generally speaking, we try to follow a certain color.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like this colorway a lot.
Yeah. I feel like this one like really reminded me of like the Clerk's pack color with like the blue and the pinkish. Yeah. And like it kind of reminded me of that, especially with like the guava. Really.
And the guavas were also
those were
nice.
my favorite.
Yeah. Shorts are from Ari, I think. And I also have a Union Jordan shirt on. I think this is from the first release.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Love that shirt.
What do you have on today, E?
I am wearing the Union ones. Is this like black toe?
Yes.
Yeah. I love these. They surprisingly don't look like they're ran into the ground, but I have worn these.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah,
so much. Do. Like I've literally like traveled the world with these. I've worn these everywhere.
They've been to Japan, right?
Yeah, they've been to Paris. They've been to Japan. They've been everywhere with me. Like I love these shoes so much. Like I was thinking about it and I was like, if I literally like maybe not give up all my ones, but like I would think like if I were to keep like 3, this would definitely be one of the pairs to keep. Like
this is very staple for you.
Yeah, definitely. I love it so much.
And I just undead stocked mine at Complex Con last year.
You did. That's right. You did. Yeah, I love these. Could wear these forever. Aloe leggings, basic, and then our syndicate. It is a syndicate shirt. It is a syndicate shirt, but it's our Sneaky League Pod 1-year anniversary shirt from last year because we're coming up on 2 years this month.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's been a fast 2 years, to be completely honest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
I figured I'd
bust it out for the episode back.
I like.
Okay, what do you have on?
First and foremost, you guys wear it well, so thank you for representing.
Of course.
I start.
Yeah, you can start for feet up.
So I got the forthcoming Awake AJ5s.
So good.
Thank you, Angelo. Uncle Angelo.
Uncle.
My pair. Me and Angelo go way back. So.
Oh, nice.
And then I've got a pair of Apresse, I guess like kind of dungarees.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new brand we're carrying at the store from Japan.
Oh, cool.
Really high quality, good stuff.
Love it.
And then I've got just a white t-shirt on. Nothing too crazy. And then my jacket is from Sasquatch Fabrics, Japanese brand.
Nice.
Oh,
My
hat.
dogs are very upset upstairs.
And your hat.
Oh, my hat? Sorry. I totally forgot. So I need to explain this. Well, I'm Canadian.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
I did see that in another interview. I was like, I had no clue.
Yeah, I didn't know that
I'm
either.
Canadian. So this is I'm not from Toronto though, but
Okay.
the city I'm from doesn't have any sports.
Yeah.
I'm from Ottawa. We have like Canadian Football League team.
Yeah.
Like a soccer team. But so I was repping for Canada. And I know they beat up on the Dodgers.
Dodgers this weekend.
I'm sorry.
She
And I
dressed at
do
the
love
game.
the Dodgers. So
That's what we were talking about. He's like, maybe I shouldn't have worn this. It's fine. I'll let it pass.
They're number one right now. That's why I'm representing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. Because you've been here for so long, have you adapted to like the LA sports teams?
Yeah, I
though?
have. So I'm not from here, and then I'm from another country that doesn't have American
Yeah.
sports teams.
Yeah.
So I have a weird following, but the other country's so close to America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm an Eagles fan, Philly Eagles fan.
Okay.
Football, lifelong, like since I was a little kid.
Love that.
I'm a Sixers fan. I don't know why I chose two Philly teams. I have no idea. Like my 10-year-old self, I'd never even been to Philly.
Well, I mean, at least you committed and you're
and I've
follow
been-
through.
yeah,
You have
I've
to at
been.
that point. Yeah.
But then once I moved out here, I definitely was like, I live here, like, so I've definitely embraced the teams here. So I like
Yeah.
the Dodgers and I like the Lakers.
Yeah, I feel like it's really hard not to embrace the love of sports out here. Because
Yeah,
I
'cause
was
we have
like,
so many.
Because I didn't grow up in LA. I grew up like
Yeah.
inland and stuff, and I wasn't really like a super into sports. But like when I came to LA, it was like I had to. It was like,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, I love,
just
like
throw
I
it
end
in
up
your
going to
face.
Dodgers games all the time. I
Yeah.
love the Dodgers, like support the Lakers and like everything. Like even having the football teams out here now has been like really fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard not to like get into it here.
That's definitely true.
So like I know like I try to do a little bit of research, but you obviously grew up in Canada and then you ended up in New York at the Union out there
Yep.
before you came out here. Like how was that transition? You wanted to be in New York, or what was the reason?
Yeah, growing up, so long story short, I'm mixed, but my West Indian background is from Barbados.
Okay.
My mom's from Canada. And most West Indians immigrate to either Toronto or New York.
Okay.
And that's so, and all my dad's brothers and sisters basically immigrated to New York, and my dad's the only one that went to Canada.
Oh, wow.
So I spent a lot of time as a kid in New York,
Okay.
which I'm blessed and highly privileged
Yeah.
to have been able to do that. And so it was a city I was really comfortable with. And so when I graduated high school, I made a little bit of a detour. I actually went down south for a year, but outside of the detour, I kind of knew I wanted to be in New York. And thankfully, our families are really close. So I had
Oh,
Yeah.
love
free
that.
room and board with my aunt
Nice.
in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, like in 1994. Like, couldn't have asked for more. So yeah,
That's awesome. And
I
then
was bored.
how did you end up working at Union? Because I think the story of like, you know, you starting at the bottom to becoming like the owner and creative director and doing all of this stuff in LA is like, it's really awesome. We don't see that too often.
no, I got really blessed. Well, I was a big action sports kid growing up. I was actually liked all sports. I played basketball, football, you name it. But I also was into action sports, which in the 80s and 90s was rare for like a jock to also do like the action sports. Today, you do it all, but back then, but anyhow, skating and snowboarding were something that was really big to me. So I was working at like a skate shop in New York, kind of like just paying the bills as I was going to school, I was going to college. And my then girlfriend, now wife, Beffy, was like, you should check out this other thing. Like, you're really into skating, and like, you know, there's this downtown store called Supreme you need to check out. And I had never heard of it. Like, it was not even on my radar at the time. And she eventually got me an interview to work. So James Jebby, who he owned Supreme, he owned the Stussy shop, and then he was partners with the Union store. Union was his first store with his wife, not wife, excuse me, with his girlfriend, Marianne Fusco.
Okay.
So by the time this was in 96, so when I got the job in 96, Marianne had owned Union. James moved on to Supreme, and he still had Stussy, but he technically he had all three.
Yeah,
And
trifecta.
So I interviewed with him, and I got the job at Union, basically.
Oh,
That's so cool. I love hearing that because it's like to see the stores in 2025 still like flourishing and
all
like
3 of those.
literally it's like multi-generational of how many like people it's like it's hit and
like,
touched and it's like it's still so like impactful, like even seeing like Stussy and like Union in Tokyo as big as they are is like really cool. Like I love like even like the last years going and seeing like the lines out the door at Stussy is crazy because people want those like Stussy Tokyo tees, like Harajuku, like all of them. Like it's really crazy like that the hype, like I feel like it died down at some point, but it's like back up there. I love to see it.
All 3 of those brands, and I would even throw Undefeated as part of that family.
Yeah, for sure.
Eddie used to work with, Eddie started Union with James, like kind of opened it up with him. So, and then Eddie opened up Union and Stussy here in LA, and then started Undefeated with James Bond.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Undefeated's kind of part of that. Crystal.
Yeah.
All 4 of
all
those
4 of those
stores are kind of like family, like real family.
Yeah.
And I would say over the course of the last 30 years, everyone's got kind of its ebb and its flow. Stussy's on a high right now.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, maybe a couple of years ago it wasn't as high, and obviously Supreme's been pretty high a lot.
Supreme's like,
Union goes up and down.
Yeah.
And the main reason is because Union, we sell other people's stuff. We have our own brand, but we only really started that a couple of years ago, and we're trying to grow that. But in selling other people's stuff, we're at the whim of what other people's stuff is. You know what I mean? So when we have the hot shit, we're up. And we're down, you know.
But I really like that you've talked about like when you stepped into Union, like the curation of like your own vibe that you brought to it. I think like, I mean, just even the pieces like you're wearing and talking about like, you know, we have these in stores and these come from Japan. It's like, we don't really see those a lot in other stores in LA. It's like few and far. What did you see like a big difference from when Union started to now in like what you guys carry?
Yes and no. I mean, when I started working in Union in 96, we were predominantly what I call streetwear, straight no chaser. T-shirts, hats, denim. That was most of our business. But we did sell imports. So we had, if you took like just a snapshot, you'd see we sold imports from the UK, from Japan, from Europe. We sold sneakers. Like we did, even in 96, they didn't look that different. What's changed is kind of like the demand of what we're selling and the evolution. And so in 96, if we had like, I don't know, 20 sales in a day, 19 of them would have been T-shirts.
Yeah.
Today it's changed. We don't sell that many. We still sell a lot of T-shirts, but we now sell like cut and sew, like higher end cut and sew.
You guys' own cut and sew.
So it's kind of evolved.
Yeah.
I think of it as more like, it's not so much of an evolution. We like keep adding layers, kind of a layer cake. So we started with just straight, like I said, streetwear, straight no chasers, T-shirts, hats, simple
stuff,
sweatshirts, etc. And then as we've evolved, we've kind of added layers of like, and the Japanese make like a $90 T-shirt, so let's add that. And they make a $200 hoodie, and it's better. We're used to a $20 T-shirt. Now, let's try this out. Oh, it worked. Okay. Now you've got a kid who's used to spending $200. Okay, well, let's get like a button-down shirt that's $250. And obviously we've
you've seen
evolved to like $2K, like $2K on a jacket.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
We've never not had the $30
premium
T-shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could still always go. So we get a lot of slack for being really expensive, and there's a lot of stuff in there that is. I'm not going to lie and say, but we've always still had like a $30 T-shirt offer. Today it's $40, $50 because
inflation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tariffs.
I mean, I'm not mad at that though. Like I understand like, things being expensive and like, especially in this economy right now, it's not easy to go out and buy like a $200 hoodie or a $250 pair of shoes every weekend. But I really think it's like important, especially with like Japanese textiles and stuff, like they're supposed to last a long time. Like a lot of it's not supposed to all be fast fashion and just like, I feel like an issue with like consumerism in America right now is like everyone wants just an outfit for this weekend or a new something and like instead of repurposing and reusing like the pieces that we have and like being better for the environment. I don't know how
Yeah.
else to say it, but
Yeah.
like, you know, so I'm not mad at it. Like if someone like can understand that you're spending $200 on something, not for right now, but for the longevity of it, because it's a good quality, then it's like, it's different.
You're like investing into your garments.
Yeah. And I think a lot of kids don't have that connection anymore to that.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, you know, we've tried to take a lot of pride in making sure, like, if you're buying a garment from our store, it's gonna last the test of time. And you know, people come back having like 20-year-old pieces of Visvim that they still wear, and so on and so forth. So look, I don't know that we're batting 1,000, but I know we have. I feel strongly that we have a really good batting average of like, hey, you bought something here 5, 10, 2, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It still like holds its value.
Yeah.
That's something we're very proud of, and we do intentionally.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's going to be interesting to see flea markets 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And like the quality of like shirts now that would be vintage compared to like vintage, like and how that still holds up in a sense. But
because even vintage Stussy still resells for a lot too, which is
in
crazy.
Japan. I don't know if it's caught on here yet, but in Japan, the new generation has started buying like vintage streetwear. So they're buying like early 90s like Stussy or Supreme or Union or even, you know, their brands, like, or even like, you know, Project Dragon, or, you know, which is Futura and Stash's stuff. Like, so there's a store there called Blue Room, which is really cool. They sell that.
oh, I do. Did Blue Room did they drop the whatchamacallit sneaker early out there?
The 90.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one.
big
Okay,
bubbles,
yes,
right?
because
Yeah.
I had just came back from Japan when they
And
did
they
that,
did
and I was
that,
like,
yeah.
I missed it. Yes, because I was out there at the same time when you were doing the Union Tokyo stuff out there for the
for the
ones.
ones
Yes,
that,
in
Okay.
March.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Okay.
I ended up being out there, and I was gonna go to the event, but I went to Disneyland instead. And then I was sad. I was like, oh, there was a lot of people there. I was like, Yoon was there.
Was Nigel there too?
I think Nigel was there. I was like, oh, I went to Disneyland.
She hit me up.
I know. I was
But
like,
you were out, so the Dodgers were there when you
yes,
were there
I
too.
went to the
that's
Dodger
right.
game.
Oh, wow, you're lucky.
I got tickets.
Damn you.
Listen, I was fighting for my life for months. Like every day I'd be online. Are Dodger tickets for sale yet? Are Dodger tickets on sale yet? And they have like a weird ticketing process. But like one day I figured out that they were going on sale on one website, and I was on there for 2 hours, like refreshing. And I got lucky and got tickets.
You did get lucky.
It was-
I didn't even get to go.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Like I ended up getting tickets like for 2 days, but it was like one to watch the Cubs, and then I watched the Dodgers. So I was really excited. I was like, oh my God, this is the best experience ever.
Was the crowd any different? Like the Cubs and the Dodgers?
I feel like the Dodger
I know they both
crowd,
have
yeah,
Japanese players on
they
their
do.
team,
I
right?
feel like
I didn't really ask this.
everyone was there, like I think just to be excited for the baseball games. Like, but I will say, because I did,
Vibe out.
I had my like I took my film camera out there. I've been trying to take like more on film, and I just developed them. And I'm looking at like I took a bunch of pictures in the stadium, and it's so crazy. Like it's just like a wave of Ohtani jerseys. Literally, I'm like Ohtani. I seen one with a decoy, his dog.
Oh,
I was like, that's cute. But
funny.
yeah, really, I love it out there. I can't wait to go back. Okay, so you obviously mentioned your lovely wife, Beffy, and we have gotten like a women's Union Jordan before, but do you think we're going to get another one in the future?
That's a good question. I think you should have her on.
I think we should too.
We definitely want to. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
But we do love the collab that you guys did together, though. Those
Yeah,
woven
like the
ones
his and
were
hers.
really nice. I will say we were kind of questionable about the one Elevate,
Okay.
you know, but like seeing them in person, like I really love them. They're actually one of my favorite Jordans
Yeah, she
to
really
wear.
wanted to make like a shoe for women. She really,
Yeah.
she with intention of like, hey, I want to make this like not just like a, you know, she didn't want to. What do they call it? Pink it and shrink it.
Yeah,
and shrink
yes,
it.
'Cause I'm wearing the pink
exactly.
shoe.
Yes.
But she wanted to
Thank
make
God.
something like that was intentionally, you know, more feminine.
Yeah, I
the
think
platform on them is nice.
I think it's aged well.
Oh, yeah,
To be honest, because like
definitely.
for me, when I first seen like both of those shoes and seeing that one, it was kind of like That's different. And I feel like, you know, like when people want to change up a one, it's kind of like, oh, you know, like be careful. Yeah. And when I first seen it, I was like, oh no, this is a little, I don't like the platform. But then when Janelle got them and she started wearing them, she wears them so well. I was like, those are really cute actually. And they're like a really good summer shoe. They are definitely girly. I was like, oh shoot.
The orange is perfect for like Halloween too. So I've worn like a Halloween look with them.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
But I just got the other one this last year.
Ones?
The woven. I barely got it. I didn't get it when it came out, and I barely got it. And I'm like, I've been obsessed with it lately.
They're nice. They're really. I remember when Matt had first started like showing them off and stuff because he loves the woven. No, the footscapes. The footscapes. Yeah. And so he was really excited for the unions to come out, and I was like, I really, really like these. Like, it's a great new take.
It's an insider shoe. You've got to be kind of like an OG sneakerhead to appreciate
the
woven. So it wasn't as appreciated as widely as some of our others, but I'm proud of it. I love it.
I think it's great, and I think it's aged wonderfully. It's funny because I did wear that one like 2 months ago or something, and I was with my mom, and my mom doesn't know anything about sneakers, and like she's like, I really like these. I'd like them if they were like a low and this, and I'm like, your mom, you want a footscape? like I know, like you literally want a whole different shoe. Like I know what you're talking about. It was so cute though. But okay, I want to talk about the Undefeated Force a little bit. I know you've talked about this like recently with like Welty, shout out Welty
and James,
and and James and everything. But this was like pre the release in LA.
Yeah.
So like how, like now that the release has gone down, how do you feel about like how many people were out there in line, if you don't mind me asking? I don't want to like, okay.
No, I mean, that was amazing. I mean, what's really crazy, and you know, we told the story, so I don't want to, you know, I don't have to retell it here, but just to remind people, the first one they did 20 years ago was the first like outside like retail collaborator with Jordan ever. And fast forward 20 years, we have, you know, it's now like an offense. Like many people have done it. And so we really wanted to remind people that this was the first. You know what I mean? Like it's more important than just the shoe by itself. And then to get that opportunity to run it back in the first one, there was only 72 pairs. So with intention, we wanted to make sure that it was accessible. So I think we made something like, give or take, I know it's close to this number, like 4,000 people came.
Yeah, the line was long.
Yeah. So that was like a big push for us, is to make sure like LA in particular, that's our home. So make sure LA gets it. Whenever both Union and Undefeated, we try and prioritize like, hey, this is our home. We got to make sure our home team gets it. So we always try and make something very intentional and
I love
easy.
that. I feel like you guys are also known for doing LA specific colorways, which is amazing too. I feel like a lot of brands have taken from that. Like even isn't one of these colorways going to be a New York exclusive too? I think it is the pink one. The pink one's
exclusive to Awake to the
the store exclusive.
Okay.
I kind of want to ask then, since you've been around the streetwear and sneaker community for a while, how do you feel then about them bringing back grailed shoes? Because I feel like a lot of people were kind of upset that the Undefeateds were coming back out. Like it should be in the vault, but they've been putting out a lot more vaulted grailed shoes.
We've seen the Wu-Tang.
I think, so the two that you highlight, right? I'll speak to those. I think there's gray area as you kind of go, you know, up and down the spectrum, but like, the two that you highlighted, nobody got them when they came.
Nobody, literally.
Like, so they become collector's items.
Yes.
And to me, the way they become collector's items and those original shoes, I really, really, truly believe that doesn't get affected adversely at all.
I agree.
If you got the original Wu-Tangs or you got the original, you know, Undefeated Jordans, like they're still special.
Yeah.
We made these different. They're not exactly the same. You know what I mean? But now, like, and I'll say, as much as people are complaining, I hear many other people will be like, even some of them who got them, like, well, now I can wear one. Because they're not just sitting on my shelf. You know? So we made a lot of, you know, decisions to make sure that stays special. The original one stays special, but you know, it also gives a new generation.
Yeah.
And even the old generation, because 72 pairs.
Yeah.
Insane.
I didn't get a pair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
most
size.
people who worked on that project didn't get a pair.
Yeah.
Because it was the first.
Yeah.
Nobody
what was
knew that
happening.
it's going to be like we kind of understood it was like, oh my God, we get to do this, but we didn't understand like the longevity, like the long
yeah, of course.
And then the idea was, okay, give them out to your friends and family, not to the staff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying, like, you know, like if we get them out to the staff, then nobody would have gotten them. It would have been like an internal thing.
Yeah.
So we were trying to do what, you know, at the time Jordan and Nike Mark Parker in particular asked us to do. So they were given away to people because you didn't even get sold.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it gives a new generation and the old generation
Yeah.
an opportunity to get something that's special,
Yeah.
like, and dope. You know, so I have no problem with it. I'm sure there were people even within our camp who were like arguing that we shouldn't do it, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? A good shoe is a good shoe.
A good shoe is a good shoe.
You know,
Name of the title.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I don't think like if you're a collector, it's kind of like comic books or cards. Like, I got the first edition.
Yeah,
of
the
this
first
book.
edition.
Yeah.
That's the first edition. It's never. This is the second edition.
Yeah.
It'll never outdo the first edition.
Yeah. I mean, I think when we look at like 85 Chicago's, it's you know, like any of the retros are never
Yeah.
going to take away from
Yeah,
that.
but you still, if you want
Absolutely.
the OG one, you're still going to spend like $5-10 grand.
Yeah.
So I got no problem with it.
I agree. I think that's good. Would you consider bringing back like the Air Max 180, the Union? I've had so many people talk to me about that shoe. Like it's such like a loved shoe.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look back on those pictures and like you see Kanye West and like Wale and those shoe at the time, it was like so good. Like is that a shoe you would be opposed to like bringing back to the people?
So what's interesting, I'm about to give a shout out, but Frank Cooker,
Hi, Frank.
who was at Jordan when I first started my Jordan. Like, he was there.
Dang.
Him and this guy named Gmo greenlit the ones you're wearing.
Okay.
Right? So he was there.
Yeah.
He then left later, and he left Nike in general. He's recently come back to Nike, and one of his passion projects is to bring back the 180.
Oh, you know what, Frank? Me and you need to talk. I think it would be a good idea.
So we'll see.
It's so funny when I talk to like a lot of my friends and stuff, like that shoe always gets brought up. It's so crazy.
Another vaulted type of pair.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it.
And that's another one. I feel like I want to say we made 500.
Wow.
Dang.
So there's only 500 out there.
Dang. I know it was like it was called like the Clerk's Pack. Like what? Can you explain like the name and like what that meant?
Yeah, that
at the
was
time?
like so at the time, like the staff, you know, like this was I think it was 2006, right?
I
So
believe like 20.
we're-
Yeah, shortly after.
We're not into the full-fledged. We're living in like streetwear.
Yeah, yeah.
This is still like I call it BC and AD.
I like that. I like that.
We're still in BC streetwear. Right? Like it's not global.
Which is
it's
crazy
not
because that's like I think that's one of like Jordan's like primes, like when their releases were coming out around 05 to like 08. That was when a bunch of really great Jordans were coming out.
So basically the staff that worked at these shops, there weren't that many of them yet, but still like only a couple all over the world. We're kind of like part of the culture, like you know. And so they came up with this idea of going to La Brea because you got Stussy, Union, Undefeated, right? And having the staff that work at the shop design the shoe.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
So
cool.
I was the manager of Union, so I got to choose a shoe. And at the time, I was really into like kind of like your 90s basketball shoes. So I chose that one. Adam Weissman was the manager of Stussy. And he still is to this day, but he's like a blazer guy. Yeah. So he chose the
blazer.
Yeah. And then Fred Lozano, who's still at Undefeated, was really into the dunks, and he did like the unlined.
Oh
dunk.
yeah.
So it was a really and so we each got to kind of like throw a little party and do a little release, and it was like at the time, 500 was a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
Today, that's not.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
That's friends and family.
That's friends and
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Would you guys ever do that again?
I would love. I
That'd
think
be
it's
really
I love
cool.
that. I'll say this. I'm trying. I'm like, I don't know how to say it. I don't know if like because there's so many stores now.
Yeah.
I don't know that like the clerk of the store has that same meaning anymore. But like the intention of the program is still something that could be cool.
Yeah.
I think so. And maybe it wouldn't be like a specific like person in the store, but like, you know, the whole team of the store coming together and creating the shoe. I mean, we look back on like, you know, when Sean did the Air Max, it was like a team of people that came up with that
came
idea,
together
and
that
it
helped
hit
him.
so
Yeah.
well. So, I mean, I think
I feel like that'd
truth
be
to that.
There's been this like resurgence of the like sneaker community, or being more of a community now than it was in the past few years, because it's been very much like industry dominant.
Yeah.
But I feel like after your Chicago release and then just All-Star Weekend in general, I feel like there's been like this like good like community feeling back.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like if like all 3 stores did that again, it would just like, I don't know, it would just be really cool for the community.
Yeah, I think it would bring people out. I mean, coming from back from All Star and the ones coming out. It was just the one this time coming out again. That line that was wrapped around the block that day for the raffle was insane. We hadn't seen anything like that on La Brea or in the city in a long time, and it felt like so nostalgic to like that era in like the 2010s where so many people were just like lining up, camping out. There was like such a community around like sneakers, and not just like people wanting to resell it. You know, it was like people actually wanting a shoe.
Yeah, I think like I think what's happened, I'll speak for myself, but the early lines started to be dangerous.
Yes, we do know that.
Got violent. Who wants to stand in line for 4 hours? You know, like no, really though. You know
Honestly,
and so we kind of changed our offense and went to like raffle and wristband and all these more democratic, safer ways to get the shoes out. But with the kind of sneaker industry kind of hitting a little bit of a lull in the last 2 to 3 years, I think there's been idea to like reinvigorate it a little bit. And so, and then we've learned from it. And so, you know, for example, we even got our wrists slapped by the powers that be for those lines.
Us too.
Really?
Those lines, because they were like, well,
That's crazy.
you know, there was a lineup for 8 hours that day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but like if you came, you would have had to stand in line for an hour.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
that's
So it
wasn't.
wasn't
very
like
true.
someone stood in line for 8
8
hours.
hours.
No, it
No.
wasn't,
You know
because
what I
we
mean?
stood in that line.
Yeah.
And then same thing even with the most recent Undefeated launch, like, you know, there was, there's a lineup all day. Yes, there was a lineup all day, but I don't think anybody had to stand in line for over an hour to get it, which is, hey, an hour is an hour. It's an hour of your day. I don't want to take that away from you.
I mean,
but
I'd
it's
stand in line.
reasonable, all things considered, versus like back in the day, you might have, people were camping out
Yeah.
overnight. Like, you know,
I have definitely camped out in front of Union. I think for the
not in front of Union, but
yeah, no,
camped
I
out.
think it was the year they re-released like the Safari Air Maxes. I camped out for those. Like I think the Union wristband is still in the box.
Nice.
I was like,
I love keeping those keepsakes.
That's what's
yeah, exactly. And that was a while ago. I think that was the last time I really did camp out like that, because that was a while ago.
Like 17 or something.
My dog, sorry. Okay, curious though, because I mean, obviously 2018 was an amazing year in sneakers, and these were a part of that year, but there was a 13-year gap in between like Union releasing something with Nike Jordan. Like, was there a reason? Like, because I think it was Union. Union did, because Union did.
Pack.
Well, like the Clerks, and then wasn't there a Dunk?
There was a Dunk.
And
It
then
was
like
done.
it was such like a large gap in between. Like, what was the reason? Was there a reason?
I would say that I can't speak for Swoosh Inc. So I can't I don't even know their answer.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess, I would say they didn't have an offense built around like partnering up with retailers in that way. And the ones that they did were like let's take, first of all, Undefeated continued. So Undefeated has had a pretty consistent, because they're a sneaker store, maybe the best, definitely the first, right? In the type of like sneaker boutique, the way we come to know it. So they had a constant flow, whereas for for Stussy or even for us, like we're streetwear, and I think it took a while for them to understand that those two things are synonymous.
Yeah,
so I think the people at Swoosh Inc. didn't fully understand, like, no, it's kind of the same. And so at some point, someone figured out, like, oh no, union is just as important as any other sneaker store, even though we're not a sneaker shop.
Yeah.
And we have a story to tell, and they can tell a different story through us than they might tell through a sneaker store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's hitting a more diversified customer, a more niche customer, but also the same customer. I mean, I remember when we got okayed to do the ones, I had to argue with the Jordan team, like, yo, you guys are just as much of a streetwear brand as anybody else.
Facts.
And I'll tell you why. Like,
Let me
maybe you're
tell
not a
you
streetwear
why.
brand. You're a sports brand. You're a sports brand. I'm not trying to say, but I can tell you in 2017, when we were building on that shoe, if 10 kids came in the store, one might be wearing a Stussy shirt, one might be wearing a Nike hat, one might be wearing a Supreme hoodie, one might be wearing Bathing Ape, one might be wearing Visvim jacket, but 9 out of 10 of them were wearing Jordans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jordans.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't just say Nike, I said Jordans.
Yeah,
You know what I
Jordans.
mean? And I had to explain to them, like, you guys are just as important in this thing, so let's participate.
Yeah.
Let's participate in that. And hopefully that my little speech got us the shoe. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, it worked.
Well, yeah.
So, you know.
To piggyback kind of off of this release, I really want to know, what made you guys want to do Rose Bowl?
I was literally thinking that. I was going to ask about Rose Bowl next. I was like, wait a minute.
I really want to know the
Like,
mind
who was,
behind that.
the idea
Because
of that.
was so iconic.
So
you can't do that now.
Yeah.
When they asked me to do the shoe, well, so first of all, when they asked me to work with them, they asked me to work with them for apparel,
Okay.
not for footwear.
Oh.
Right? And there's a long story. I'll give you the short one. If we need the long one, we can come back.
Okay.
So the short one is they asked me to do apparel. And they kind of were like, what would you do? And it wasn't like Frank and Gmo called me and they were like, hey, we're coming to LA. We want to talk to you about building out an apparel program with us. What do you think? Put together a deck and think about it.
Yeah.
Like, they just showed up one day and they were like, hey, can we pick your brain? Go get a coffee.
Pick your brain.
And I was like, yeah,
Focus
sure,
group.
why not?
Yeah.
So as I'm answering these questions, you have to keep in mind, I don't think I'm about to get offered
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Like, at all. So much so that when they did offer me, I didn't even
Register
catch
it.
it.
Yeah.
I was like, and so they were like, well, so they weren't asking me like, hey, if you were going to do this, what would you do? They were like, hey, if what do you think we should do with apparel? It's kind of like more like that. Right. And I hadn't planned it. I didn't think of anything. And I was like, I don't know. I guess your main offense at the time, and still to this date to a large degree, is retroing like the golden era of Michael Jordan footwear, right? But at the time, they had not done it with apparel. And I was like, if I went to the Rose Bowl, I literally said to them, if I went to the Rose Bowl this weekend and I saw like a perfectly patinaed, like, Jordan t-shirt from like 1989, 1991, 1992, I'd probably pay $300 for it.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, so why don't you guys start that program in apparel? The same way you've been running it in shoes.
That's smart.
And that was the thing that got me that shoe.
Wow.
And so when we started, and so I'm a big fan of whatever the ideation is around the creative, around the design, I want that to be a part of the marketing. I want it to be a holistic story that's being told. We're not selling, I don't think we're selling product as much as we're selling stories. So the story around this started with apparel, and it started with an idea of where would I get like a perfect vintage Jordan t-shirt, most likely at the Rose Bowl. So we created a collection that looked vintage.
I love
and
it.
for a brand that wasn't doing vintage apparel.
Yeah.
So we had this one shot So we basically came up with the idea of making up a booth, getting a booth, and putting the apparel in there as if it was vintage.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so mad. Like, I didn't see the booth because I was there that Sunday. I remember.
You would have been mad at me then.
I would have because I remember this was like, people were going to Rose Bowl, but like, it wasn't like it is now when everyone's like Rose Bowl Sunday, people were there that were into vintage. And I was doing all the Rose Bowl stuff. Like me and Skate would go like every month. So like, I remember that morning and somebody like, we seen Sean, we seen a lot of people and like, and I don't know if it was, I forgot who it was that was like, did you guys check out that booth over there with those ones? And we're like, what booth? And we went back and we're like, it's gone. Like, what is everyone talking about? Like,
so we had the whole collection there as if it was a vintage booth.
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, Sean lent us a bunch of actual vintage Jordans to mix in with the stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And he didn't know.
He did know.
Oh, okay.
He was in on it.
Okay.
That's
Because
funny.
later on, people were like, because
the video
like, what are these-
came out.
him.
Yeah.
What are these fake
they were
ones?
saying,
Yeah.
how can you call yourself a professional vintage? And you didn't know that these weren't
Yeah.
real or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you got to tell people. This was fun,
That's
but now
so
my
funny.
career
Yeah,
is
yeah.
at stake.
Which is crazy because like people like he really was like the vintage
Yeah.
god. Like I knew Sean would get there at 4 a.m. when the trucks were unloading their stuff, and he would have a headlight, and
Oh
he'd be
my
going through the shit first
Yeah.
before anybody even. That's how he would get a lot of that good vintage shit because he was getting it off the truck as the people were unloading it.
Wow.
So that's so
That was
funny.
fun. That was fun.
That was
the
like a
best.
genius idea though.
I wish I had a genius idea every year.
I mean, they're pretty good. Like the ideas are pretty good.
Well, even
so.
at All-Star Weekend, doing the whole like talk show thing
that was
was
fun.
Oh my God, the talk show was so
like,
good.
That was so,
The commercials. The commercials were
great.
hilarious.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think those ideas are really good. Like it has so much nostalgia, but you're making it so current and people can really relate to all of that.
Yeah.
I think you do a very good job at that. Okay, so I asked somebody a question for you.
Okay.
They asked.
Oh, wow.
They asked on the 2018 release of the Union Ones, how close was the Chicago neutral gray sample pair to being picked for the release compared to this one?
So that shoe that you have pictured there.
Yes.
So you'll notice a couple things if you get really close. It's already been patinaed. Like
Yes.
there's
Yeah, I
like
see that.
The midsole is kind of yellow to
Yeah.
dirty. There's yellow on the white. Right? So the original idea around this was to make again, leaning into the whole, I'm big on, sometimes I go too far. I'll admit, I'll be the first to admit it, but I'm really big on this holistic storytelling.
Yeah.
So we wanted to tell a vintage story. So we wanted to make vintage ones.
Yeah.
Shoes, yes.
And so that sample was the first sample. When it
Okay.
came back, I was like, this doesn't look real, it looks fake.
Yeah.
And that's when we pivoted away from that. And as we pivoted away, we had to lean into other ideas, which was the juxtaposition of the upper and the bottom.
Yeah.
And so once we pivoted away from like making it a vintage pair, we had to lean into other things to make it stronger. And so I wanted this very stark difference between the top and the bottom. Of the shoe.
Yeah.
And so once we left that idea, that wasn't never going to be.
Never
like
going to
that.
be. Okay.
And probably, if I'm being really honest, like we don't like, I don't know that we have more of. There's a story that we told here,
Yeah.
right? Which is like we're going to take the bottom of the original 12 Jordans from 85
Colorways,
There
yeah.
were 12 colorways that year, or within the 2 year span, right? We're going to juxtapose a top from one and a bottom from the other. So in theory,
Yeah.
Jordan, in theory, we've got many more colorways. we
Yeah.
could do,
Yeah,
right?
for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
But the big thing for me would be I always want the top and the bottom to be like it doesn't fit. If it looks good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not what
Yeah,
we
that
wanna
looks like
do.
it goes
That
right
looks like
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
from the get, it was always highlighting the 12 and then switching
Yes.
up.
And
Okay.
we couldn't
Some way,
do
shape, or form.
Whatever, 30 pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
So
That would
and
be
Choose
really
the top
cool.
probably
two.
segueing, but next year we have the new chapter of that. We can talk about that now or later.
Get into it. I like your segue.
Since you mentioned it, you know.
Oh, you see, there was another
I don't know. You
question.
said like 2 questions.
Okay,
Well, this one,
we'll
they
get back.
also did ask, like, how involved were you with the OG Undefeated, like the shirt and all that? And, you know, if it wasn't you, who came up with the idea? And why didn't they bring this shirt back for the re-release?
Okay, I can answer the second question.
Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah. I know, it was all...
Jordan, the brand, and maybe the man, has requested that moving forward, at least for now, when collaborators do product with them, especially apparel, not to use his likeness.
Okay, that's fair.
So you'll only see it through the brand.
Oh, nice.
So
That
if you
makes
want a
sense.
picture of Jordan on a T-shirt or something it's gonna come from Jordan, not from a collaboration. So that's why we couldn't do, because we would have done that.
Yeah, because that would have sold out.
Surely would have
For
done
sure.
that.
Yeah.
And then was I involved? So early on, there wasn't a big infrastructure around these collaborations.
Yeah, true.
So it was kind of like whoever was in the room at the time would have an opinion. I mean, that project was led by Eddie for sure. Jupiter, who's now with Nike, was our graphic designer, was definitely in the room. Paul Middleman, you guys saw it on all the interviews.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, inevitably Eddie had the final say, but he was collecting
So much
opinions from everyone who was around. I was around. I couldn't take any credit for, the air bubble being orange was my idea, like I couldn't say that, and even if it was, I don't even remember. I legitimately don't remember.
That's fair.
So
Okay, now I do want to segue into
We absolutely do.
because I remember when we came to the Chicago release at Union.
Yeah.
And we had a brief conversation. We had a little interview there, the interview before the interview. And we did mention how come the blue colorway wasn't coming out.
Yes.
You had mentioned that the brand was like,
yeah.
can't do this right now
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But now you're saying that there are going to be some other
Yes.
switcheroos.
Yes.
And we do know that this Jordan Union fragment is coming out as well. So
Okay, so you're gonna have to forgive me.
You're okay. This is us. I just
So
clipped
this
this
is
offline.
in the pantheon of all the images that have come out. I'll say this: there's a bunch of fakes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've
And
kind
I
of like,
couldn't- and I don't know like how they're doing it, but there's a bunch of fakes. So I remember there was a bunch of images circulating of shoes that looked as real as could be that we didn't even sample.
dang, that's scary.
Before we were even making the final decision on what shoes we were going to make. So there was a bunch of them, right? Then there is, and then there was like us having like 6 shoes we were choosing from, samples that were made that I don't know that Hiroshi wore them or not.
Yeah.
So there might be pictures out there, legitimate pictures. Hiroshi's wearing them, but it's a sample of a shoe, a colorway that we decided not to go with.
Okay.
It's possible. You would have to ask Hiroshi. As I told you already,
Come on the pod.
I'm not sample size. I'm
Yeah,
not sample size. So, like, even if you look at those, you're seeing a couple different.
Yeah.
colorations,
yeah,
right?
there's a lot.
So, what I could tell you in general is we have 3 different colorways coming out.
Okay.
Where we took that, you called it switcheroo. I don't want to call it that, but the juxtaposition of the original Jordan colorways with a twist. And the twist is, this is actually a little bit of a twist, right? Like, me and Hiroshi, we've been good friends for a really long time. We've never worked together in that capacity, but been really good friends. And when Jordan asked me to like, what do you want to work on for the All-Star Weekend launch? I pitched them 3 ideas.
Oh.
Right? One of them got deaded real quick.
Are you allowed to say?
I could tell you. It's my idea.
Yeah.
And it got
Which one get deaded real quick?
One of them was like, why don't we take our 2, what most people consider Union's 2 best shoes that year and that year, and why don't we switch them? So why don't we do
the way our face
Why would they did that?
So
That sounds great.
in the fabrics and colors of the guavas and the noras.
guavas would look so good in a
And
one.
why don't we do the guavas? I mean, the fours and the colors.
Wow.
This on this would look
that
so
was very
good.
Oh my
God.
God.
No one liked that idea.
What? That sounds fire though.
My staff didn't like it. The Jordan team didn't.
Oh my! Did you have a mock up for it and how they would kind of look?
They don't
like?
see the vision.
Yeah, that sounds great to me.
The biggest thing that people said, and I'll say the biggest thing that people said, and then the biggest thing that made me be like, you know what?
You're right.
I'm not going to force it. Everyone said that AJ1 fans don't like a non-leather Jordan, and that made it would have been suede and mesh.
I mean, yes, but I mean, I do have. I know there are some like it's.
She's
yeah, it's. I see it.
So I know the wovens were still leather, the unions.
So that would have been suede and mesh.
But we've had satin, and those have done really well.
True.
I know the fly knit was kind of hit or miss for
we've
people.
done them. Well, the patent is still.
So that was,
The patent
it's still
has
leather,
still,
but it's like a
I
shiny.
don't know.
That's the main reason why many people
Okay,
went through many
I can
filters.
see
Not,
it.
Yeah, but
like my staff, the Jordan, like a lot. You know, there's a
I
lot.
feel like
of,
a lot of people don't know what they like until you show them and tell them.
That
you
is-
know what
that
I mean?
is very
like,
true.
and I get it because I do agree. Like, I feel like having a leather one,
Or
it's
non-leather,
like makes it like an everyday shoe in any weather, all types, like, and it's great. But I feel like something like that to switch it up, it would have been nice.
And then the next one's very personal to me, and it's. I'm gonna get killed for saying this.
Oh man,
I generally like what's the word I want to look? I don't like contrasty colors on shoes personally. I think I'm having to evolve and understand that. So for example, that shoe that you're wearing, I don't wear that one. I wear the blue one.
I love the blue one. I tried for the blue one when the raffle went down, and I didn't win it, so I ended up with
I
the.
didn't even touch it. Yeah.
So it's just a personal thing. I don't like. I think with the ones it works, but I don't like your traditional sports colors on shoes.
Okay.
Personally, it's just a personal thing. And so with the ones it works.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it.
Wait, what was contrasting that you
So
didn't?
if you would have put that on a 4, it would
I
be,
see.
I don't know if it would have worked as well. The idea was that basically the consensus was, though there's hyper ideas that are working for each shoe that when you swap them, it'll take away from each shoe. That was the general consensus.
That's
I can
fair.
see.
So that was one idea. The other idea was hey, that was actually idea number 2. Idea number 1 was, hey, the original launch we did that was broke the internet, right, started this whole thing. We have 12 other shoes to choose from. Let's just do 2 more colors.
Yeah.
That was the idea number 1. Idea number 2, I just told you, and I got deaded. And idea number 3 was, hey, me and Hiroshi are really good friends, and we both happen to have really good relationship with Jordan. Why don't we do something together? And they were like, we like 2 of your ideas. You could do one now and one later.
Yeah, funny. That other one ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, exactly.
That one in the middle.
Exactly.
Oh no.
Okay.
So I think the cat's out the bag. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so
He's been wearing
next
them.
year-
He's been wearing a sample of one.
So next year we'll be doing kind of this triple label, which is Jordan Union Fragment.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Really
gonna be
exciting.
nice.
Is there
That's really
gonna be
exciting.
merch? Is there gonna be
There
clothes?
is.
Ooh.
There will be merch.
Okay. I'm
I do
excited.
want to. I feel like I mentioned this when we had our small interview at Union. But I've always very much appreciated how size inclusive all of your releases have been.
Yes.
I know all the women out there, all the small footers, really appreciate because I feel like a lot of collaborators don't.
Yeah,
They
especially
don't,
with
they
the
don't
first
take-
drop.
Yeah, especially with their first drop.
First drop.
Nigel's didn't come out in small sizes.
way.
A bunch of when they get their first ones, they don't ever come in small sizes.
I mean, that's part of behind the scenes, there's a limited amount of shoes that Swoosh Inc. is going to let you make. And so selfishly, maybe, you know, when you're being told, well, you can only make but so many, you don't want to be so risk adverse, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know? So that ends up, but I'm glad I don't even know why we were. I'm glad we made, I'll say this, we'd been selling for a long time. So we knew it wasn't so risky.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
true. That's true.
So
Yes.
you're asking people who aren't in retail, right? Like not trying to bag on Nigel, but like he's not in retail. He wouldn't know that's actually not risky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were in retail, so we understood that. What's interesting is we didn't do it, and I'll admit we've never done it. We've never done kids. Union has never done kids, and I know Hiroshi really wanted to do kids, but we didn't. We didn't make the request in time to hit that, but he really wanted to do kids on this.
That would have been
that would have been so cute. Yeah.
Love me a good little shoe.
A little tiny. Oh my God, little tiny Union.
A Union fragment?
One?
I think I could be wrong here, but I think one of the issues around doing kids is kids means from a factory and production point of view, it's a separate thing. And so it adds another wrinkle and it adds time delays that we usually don't have.
Okay.
That's the problem. So you have to be intentional and quick and ready from day one. I want to do kids and I want and I don't care if it delays the project kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I know for me, rarely do we have the time to delay the project. Like there's a calendar that that all the brands, obviously Swoosh Inc. has to align. We have to align. We have to find a launch date that works because they've got something like for us, we're only doing one, maybe two
a year.
shoes a year, right? So we got all types of time on the calendar.
Yeah.
They don't have that kind of
they got something coming out every week.
Literally.
Would you really consider a kid shoe one of these days? Kids or even like grade school down?
I would consider. There's your political answer.
I would consider it.
My kids are grown.
Yeah.
They said we need to cut too.
Yeah, maybe when I have grandchildren. No rush.
No.
That'd be really cute though.
That
a whole little baby
a whole full size
toddler
Three
union.
generations.
Yeah. I'm really curious though, because you've had so many shoes with Nike and Jordan now. Is there a shoe that you haven't worked on that you would want to? Like
There are tons.
I love that. He was
so many silhouettes.
The big issue, and I'm a weirdo. You guys already know that. I like some weird ass shoes. A lot of the older stuff, they don't have the original lasts.
Oh, so yeah, I've heard that.
That's one issue. The other issue is at some point, and this isn't like 100%, but at some point, the bigger company, Swoosh, Nike, Jordan, Converse, they need to be able to like commercialize something that we're doing. And so doing a Jordan 1 or a Jordan 4, it's already been commercialized. They have everything set up.
Yeah.
If you choose some ancient shoe that doesn't exist and they're not going to do it again, if they don't have an offense around doing it again, they're not really incentivized to bring it back out. And so a lot of my ideas are of shoes that they're not yet ready to incentivize. Actually, come full circle, the Field General shoe
I was
that
about to ask,
2 years ago, right? No,
Yeah.
last summer. So, right?
Was it the summer?
It was last summer.
Yeah, it was
dang.
So the Field General show was a year ago.
Yeah.
I pitched that to them 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't have an offense around the Field General, so they didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because we can't just we're like real talk, and people can say whatever they want. When they're collaborating with like a union or whatever, it's small units. It's not a lot of units. And so they can do it with the one because the one, there's an infrastructure there.
Yes.
One.
The one has its own
generally
fans.
just changing colors and fabrics and stuff like that. But, when we want to bring out a new shoe or an old shoe that hasn't been around for a while, it has to kind of work for them too. And oftentimes it doesn't. And so it wasn't until maybe 4 years later where they're like, hey, we actually want to bring the Field General back out. So now we're okay with you doing the Field General. So that's... It shows you
I like how that worked
kind
out.
of inside baseball.
Yeah.
How a lot of this stuff works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the box for the Field General.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing about the shoe.
Yeah, it's
the little
really
locker.
cute.
That's
Yeah.
actually,
Cool.
I love that shoe.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. It's
Really?
probably my favorite shoe I've done.
I was gonna ask what your favorite was. Okay.
That one, I'll say that one, but the Field General is probably number 2. Not probably, it is. I love that shoe. So that's like my daily driver.
Oh, I still have mine in dead stock. I haven't worn those either.
If
Got a lot
you
of
think
shoes.
about it, and maybe it's personal to me, I love a low profile kind of simple shoe. That's my thing. Again, to a fault. We won't go over things. There's shoes I've designed that were maybe too simple, but I love that. And so that shoe to me is like a really good low profile, low simple shoe.
Yeah. Comfortable
I
too.
love that shoe. Love it. Brennan, who's LeBron's stylist, sent me a picture just this weekend. Should send it to you. Of LeBron wore it as a golf shoe. He's golfing.
Oh, really?
Right?
I haven't seen he's golfing right now.
Yeah, he's wearing it as his golf shoe.
Send it to us. We'll clip it in.
Wow,
Janelle will clip it in. We can show it.
That's
That'll be so funny.
Yeah,
So he had them custom done?
No.
They're just like
red-
his golf.
He didn't even put golf
because
things
if you
on
think
them.
about it, it's got like kind of
Oh,
treads
true.
on it.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, that's cool.
Because it's a turf shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually
football.
we're the ones that are like if you're wearing it on the street, it's not made for that.
That is
He's
true.
wearing it the way it should-
Crazy
what it's
because we
made
wear
for.
basketball shoes all the time, but it's not like we're playing
Yeah,
basketball.
it's like boys will tell us, why are you guys wearing SBs? You don't skateboard. We're like, because they're cute.
I feel like that makes sense that the Field Generals came back though because a lot of low profile shoes
like
are
the-
like in right now.
The
You've
soccer
seen
shoes.
Sambas right now are taking off with Adidas and like even Puma Clydes.
Yeah.
Like it's the thing right now.
It
So
really
that makes a lot of
is.
sense. It fit in with the times. of
They
now.
were like, oh, he was on to something 5 years
5 years
ago.
right.
That's funny. So like you've done a 1, a 2, a 4. Would you want to do a 3?
Yeah, do a 3.
You know, I feel really blessed to be in the position I'm in, to have done it's we're going on what, like 9 years running.
Yeah.
With Jordan in particular. And I'm definitely, like, I'll say this, the 3 was my first Jordan that I got.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Like in 85, when the 1s came out, I was 11.
Yeah.
So the 3s definitely are special to me. There's a narrative where we do it. There's a ton of shoes we haven't done, right?
Yeah, there is.
There's tons
More
of silhouettes.
shoes we haven't done, we have.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're in talks now about what the next chapter will look like, which would come out in 27.
Okay.
And
So that
we've
would be
made
10
no
years.
decisions.
That'd be about 10 years.
Yeah.
You guys' first collab. Oh, that's gonna be nice and big. That means it's gonna be a big release.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be 9, technically.
Yeah,
So
because
They
it
came
came
out
out
in
18.
Oh,
These came
18.
out.
Yes.
We worked
yes.
on them in 2017.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yes. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that means the Olympics
Oh,
Yeah.
will be here
Dang.
28 or
Olympics
28.
are going to be kind of crazy.
Oh god, that's
We
gonna
haven't
be a
started to talk
lot.
about 28.
And then,
I mean, about
Man.
2028.
oh man, that's gonna be a lot.
So I'm going to like bring it back before. We're not going to keep you too much longer. We know you got stuff to do. But one of the things, like, because we did talk about the Undefeated 4, we know you're involved with Undefeated and everything. But, you know, it's obviously in the talks of being Sneaker of the Year. Ooh. I mean, I feel like it's definitely going to be, I feel like it should be in top 3. I feel like, you know, Henny said these are her number 1 so far. But what?
I had to lean back for this.
But bring the mic with you.
I have to get myself in trouble.
No, I'm
There's
just.
no way I'm not getting in trouble.
I'm just really curious, what are the elements for you when you consider a shoe being Sneaker of the Year? Like, is it the storytelling? Is it the color? I mean, I know it's like a multitude of things, but like, what are the important key points in a shoe for you that you'd be like, this is why this is the Sneaker of the Year for me?
Well, I think there's probably 2 parts. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm not really big into awards and award shows.
Okay.
For this reason. There's 2 sides. There's the side from the brand or the designer, what they designed, what their intention was, what their marketing is. And yes, for me, it's holistic. Like, is the marketing, the design, the product, is it time, all of the things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But then there's how it's consumed, right?
Yeah.
And so as someone on the industry side, right? Like, I might have done the best job ever, but for one reason or another, the consumer didn't appreciate it the way I want them to.
Yeah.
And I have no control over that. Mm-hmm. So for me, the shoe that I might think is the best shoe from design, they did the marketing, all the things, you know what I mean? If the consumer didn't appreciate it in that same way, it won't get the award.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm on this side. I don't want to poo-poo the consumer. They're gonna, like, I'm not trying to make the consumer like the bad guy. But so to me, they both have to come together. Mm-hmm. In theory, I suppose.
Yeah.
I won't, you didn't ask, but I'll give you but I'll say, I'll give you my top 3. And I'm sure I'm going to be fucking, well, we had ours.
Let me get this mic closer to you.
Let's get this real answer.
Yeah, yours is definitely up there.
I'm not going to vote for myself. That's not what's going to happen.
Okay.
I would say, I'm not picking 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, that's
just whatever your favorite sneakers have been so far.
Here's the problem. These haven't launched yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're coming. Is it this month?
It's next month.
I think it's next month.
Okay.
These haven't launched yet. Mm-hmm. So I have to abstain from voting on this.
Okay.
Until you have to come back and ask me once the launch.
Okay.
Okay.
As a shoe design, I love these shoes, so I put them up there. But the whole rollout hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
The consumer hasn't received them yet. Mm-hmm. But like the undefeated 4s, shamelessly, I do think they should be up in there. Yeah. And I think the bricks.
Okay, it's recording.
We'll let this be our last question.
I wasn't supposed to answer that.
He's like, you know what? That was the
That's so crazy. Elena's power just went out for a second.
My power just went out, and you know what? God said you guys aren't getting the answers to that question.
No.
Let's move on.
Yes. Honestly, though, I don't know if we have. Are we all questioned out?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some great answers.
I know, honestly, this interview has been so much fun.
Thank
you so much.
Thanks for
honestly,
coming on.
I was nervous.
Really?
I was. We haven't done this in a while, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be professional.
I was like, do I remember how to interview somebody again?
Yes. Great.
No, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want the people to know?
No.
He said no, they know enough.
Well, we really want to get Beffy on now.
Yes.
Now that we've had you on, we'd love to get.
We definitely want Beffy
her
on.
side.
Absolutely. Yeah. What else is? I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, but my mind went blank.
Yeah,
my power went out. It was like, oh my God.
That was the perfect timing.
That was because
my selection for sneakers.
You know what?
It cut me off.
I did want to ask if do you know, because I know you don't like run like everything at Undefeated, but I'm really curious as to why they chose Chicago as the initial launch city over like doing it in LA first, even though they did a really big thing in LA. But I was like genuinely curious. I was like, Chicago, like, I mean, Undefeated is like LA, and I know that you guys did an amazing thing in the city, but it just was like, why is Chicago first?
I should know the answer, and I don't.
I love that answer.
Yes. I mean, Chicago, Michael Jordan.
That's okay. That's kind of like the consensus.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, thank you.
Right.
We really do appreciate
Yes,
it.
thanks
We
for
loved
coming
having
on.
you, and hopefully we can get you back on when the fragments drop, the Union fragments. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Can you let the people know where they can find you?
Yeah.
If you have any.
Where can you find me?
Yeah. Do you have an at? Is it just Union?
It's just Union LA.
I don't have a personal Instagram.
I love that.
So,
You find me at Union.
at Union.
I love it.
And obviously you can find us on all of our social media platforms at Sneaky Link Pod on Instagram, Sneaky Link Podcast on YouTube, and all of our audio platforms, Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes.
And until next week, we'll definitely give you a more broad catch up.
Yeah, we need a long
what we've
catch
really
up.
been up to.
It's been a long month.
It's a long month. But until then, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.